Hello, you, and welcome to Olga Show, the place where you can get motivated, inspired, and you can learn amazing tips, tricks, and everything else about how to become successful and awesome in life. Today, I have somebody amazing in my studio, a man who is not only an author, he's also a motivational speaker and also social media influencer. Please meet him in person, Satwinder Sagoo, all by himself in my studio. Hi, Sat. How are you?
Hi, Olga. Thank you for having me on the show. It's absolutely fantastic. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking. I'm so delighted to have you because I remember when we met for the first time, and that was all the way in London at the book signing day or something like that.
Yeah,
And I heard you speaking. You were so motivational, and I was like, oh my God, this guy, he has so much energy. I mean, Sat, you have so much energy. How do you do it?
Um, I just believe that the only way is forward. Um, a lot has happened to me, but you got to remember, life is like this. Now you know what this is, don't you?
I don't play it, but my son plays that. So
Okay. Well, I'm a passionate games freak. Okay, and I love my games. Now I've got to tell a story. It's a quick, short story, but obviously I was playing a game last night, Streets of Rage 4. It's called. Now there's a load of characters. There's a man. There's a wrestler. There's a female. I chose the man. He's got his own individual special powers. So I then started playing on the level, and then choosing the characters I wanted to fight, and then carry on. The point of it is this: in the game, if you think about it, I chose a character out of 7 characters. I chose a character, and then I took action and played the game. And it's just like life, isn't it? It's just like life. Our life is about choices. Our life is based on the choices that we make and how we move forward with those choices. Once we make that choice, we take action and we move forward. Yeah, because for me, life is a computer game. Okay, we are the character, and our life is the actual game. And what we have the power to control what we do, to control our emotions, to control our choice, to control what we do, to control when we want to do it, and to really move forward in that way and push forward. So I've always taken life as a computer game. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge I accept and I grab with both hands and I just move forward with extreme velocity.
I must say, I absolutely love that. And you're so spot on about life is a choice. And we all make a choice. And I know about you a lot more now than other people know, right? And I also know that what you had to do, you had to have a really strong comeback, right? But it was your choice, right? Because when you hit the hardship, which is up to you if you want to share or not, but what I admire you for is the way how strong-minded you are. I mean, you train every day, you're very motivational, you share your motivation, you spread it around the world, you wrote the book as well, and I really admire you for that. But could you tell us more about your comeback? What exactly made you to decide, again, you speak about choices, right? To decide that you want to come back a lot greater person than you were before. What is all about?
Well, I was in a very low place. If I start back in 2016, I very nearly had my house repossessed. Okay, and everybody was saying, you've got to get rid of the house. There's no chance you'll do it by yourself. But I am a very strong believer in being a yes citizen in a no society, because a lot of people are going to come to you and they're going to say, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. And so many choices that I made in my life as to what I want to do in the midst of the crisis that I was having. A lot of people were saying, no, you shouldn't do that. But what happens there is people are throwing on me the standard status quo. And I said, no, I wanted to create my own status quo. I wanted to create my own values. I wanted to create my own destiny. So that led me to look at myself in 6 months to 12 months and look at where I wanted to be and what exactly would make me happy. And then what I did then is I worked backwards from that and started making plans in terms of sort of where I wanted to go. I've got to share another computer game thing related to this because I've related so much of my life to computer games in a funny way. I'm a very, very big Call of Duty fan. and a lot of people have heard Call of Duty, the army men and shooting. Um, and obviously, when you get there, it's all about soldiers. They're going forward, they're feeling the fear, they've got aims, they've got objectives. And my life has been the same thing. I've had a major goal, so I've set a series of little missions to achieve that goal. And in those missions, I've had my challenges, I've had my setbacks, but I have to be a soldier, just like the guys in Call of Duty. I have to be a soldier. You have to move on. You have to keep fighting no matter what.
I love that. I love it. It's so powerful. You have to keep fighting no matter what. And I wonder, those who are watching us right now, please do let us know where you're joining us from. And also do let us know what is your number one tip for comeback. Okay, what is your choice? And did you have any challenges? Can you relate to Sat so far or not? Because I mean, to me, you're so inspirational, and you writing a book just proves the story, right? Because writing a book, you have to have a story, right? You can't really write a book about nothing. You always have to have a story. So, of course, if you overcome something, the easiest way to inspire people is just to tell your story in the book. By the way, do you want to show your book? Do you have it with you?
I have my book here. Here you go. The cover there, and that, as I said, it was inspired by Gundar's Water Combat. Do you actually want? Do you want me to give you the copy? Olga, here you go. If I just pass
Oh,
it
I
over
would
to you.
love to. Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Give it to me. Yeah.
There you go.
That was quick. I mean, technology nowadays are so
Oh,
cool,
it's
right?
amazing. We're walking into the future now.
That's so powerful. Can I order also some pizza right now? Just
Oh,
testing.
oh,
Just testing.
it's
Just
making
testing.
my mouth water because tomorrow's my cheat day. I can't eat anything like that till tomorrow.
Oh, check you out. Check you out. Wonderful. But I also know that you speak quite a lot about that life is less what happens to you, but actually it's a lot more about how you respond, which I absolutely love. But could you please elaborate more about this? What do you mean by life is less about what happens to you, but more about what how you respond? What is it?
Well, you can't control what happens to you, right? So everything is going to happen to you. You've had things happen to you. I've had things happen to me. And life does that to you. Life will throw you so many curveballs because life can do that, whether you like it or not. And you can't control that. But you can control. When I say you can control how you get up, life is how you respond. You make the choice about getting up and fighting back. You make that choice to say, right, I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to get up and I'm going to power forward. Because as I said before, life is about choice. You can either decide to stay there in a rut and not do anything and let life just take you over completely, or you can get up and say, right, I'm going to create myself. I'm going to create my new self. And we all have the power to respond. I mean, the challenges I've overcome, the challenges you overcome, we are here, doing what we do because we went through a lot of challenges in our life and we made the choice to say, I'm not going to let those challenges get me down. I'm not going to let those challenges beat me. I am going to get up and I am going to fight and I am going to create a new person that I want to be. And I speak about being a Transformers fan because I love Transformers. There was a situation where one of the robots was battered and he was taken to space and he was recreated and reincarnated and renamed Galvatron from Megatron. And that is what you can do in life. You can get up and you can recreate yourself to a more advanced prototype of what you was originally. And when you look back, you think, geez, I've come so far. And and the glory after it, after you've got up, as hard as it is at the start, the glory of it looks like it's absolutely phenomenal.
I love that. This is so powerful. But Sat, clearly, whilst you were going through your hardships and whilst you're making all these amazing choices in life to be a better person, didn't you suffer from negativity, naysayers, people who don't support you, people who are not there for you? Didn't you suffer from that? Clearly you did. I mean, I did,
Absolutely.
right? And everybody did. Don't tell me you're different. You had all supporters around you.
Oh, absolutely. But do you know what? They've actually, in a weird way, they actually become your best friends. The reason being is it's the naysayers and the people that say no that motivate you a lot more than some of the people that say you can. And it's great to have people say you can, but when people say you can't, then it sparks into you say, I'll show you. And I had that. And when I wrote my book, um, when I wrote my book, in that journey, I had people saying, you've not got a big enough story, you've not got a big enough image, you're not going to sell any of your book, you're wasting all that money to try and sort of make it happen when you can't. So that was a spark in itself for me to say, right, I will show you. And then I managed it. And then obviously 6 weeks after launch, I became an Amazon bestseller, simply because, and I'm not superhuman, I'm not anything special. It's just the power of saying that, yes, I can. And what I did with the naysayers, eventually, you block them out of your life, because it's like cleaning your closet. It's like cleaning your wardrobe. You got a lot of rubble, you got a lot of unwanted clothes that you don't wear anymore, that are going, that you look at and think, oh, I don't like that anymore. So you chuck them out. You do exactly the same thing with negative people.
Okay.
You just chuck them out and say, au revoir, I want to get on my life in peace.
Oh, that is so powerful. And I must say, that is one of the things which I had to do as well. But actually, I would like to acknowledge a couple of people who actually came here and posted a few things. So Mohammed says, very nice. He enjoys the show, which is very good. I love that. And also, there's another comment from him. He says, we never give up. Keep victory in your mind. How powerful is that? I love that. And then there's another comment from someone says, try unless you succeed in the backbone of not giving up. Nice example. How awesome is that? I love that.
Absolutely fantastic. Nice to be connected with you all, by the way. Really nice to connect with you all.
And thank you so much, Sat, again, once more for coming to this show. Everybody who would like to connect with Sat, you definitely can go onto LinkedIn. He's a friend of mine, also Facebook, also connect with him there, because he shares quite a lot of motivation. So if you resonate with Sat, if you resonate with the message, if you resonate with him, brother, it's Friday and I can tell.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
resonate with his message.
That was, as I speak, you heard that. That was a what? That was a Instagram um, sort of comments, because I'm speaking a bit later about how that inspired me to depression and anxiety. But that was an Instagram
Oh,
comment with Optimus Prime saying, I rise, you fall. And that was one of the things that powered me forward there, with all the negativity that happened. I said, I rise, you will fall. And I rose. So that's very, very powerful for me, that is.
I love that. So can we talk more about this? Because right now there was a soundtrack playing in the background, and how exactly is it related to your anxiety and depression? What is the connection really? Because I
Oh,
never came across that. What is it all about?
okay, so obviously when your notifications go off, you get the standard ring, 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 ring. Okay, I was at times feeling suicidal and depression. I was worthless, and sometimes I was sat on the chair for 1 or 2 whole days doing nothing. I wasn't eating properly, I wasn't sleeping properly, I didn't want to talk to nobody. So actually, I think the best way to demonstrate is if I put it on loud. Um, Right. So I want you to send me a text message. Oh no, a WhatsApp. Start with a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
So you WhatsApp me.
Yeah.
From now on, you are commanded by me.
Okay. So that is Galvatron from Transformers saying, from now on you are commanded by me. So what I'm doing there is, if you think about your emotions, you have the power to command your emotions, to command how you want to feel, to command your attitude, and command how you want to move forward. So Olga, I want you now to send me a text message.
Okay.
I am Raiden, God of Thunder.
Okay. One of my biggest inspirations, that's a character from Mortal Kombat. It's Raiden. He's a thunder god. He gives wisdom, he helps people, and he gives them power. And as you can see from my front cover book, that's exactly what I'm doing. I like lightning. I'm giving people power, and I'm giving people wisdom. So that was a very inspiring thing for me. Next thing, Olga, I want you to comment on my Facebook status if you can.
Should be with you any minute.
Okay, so do that.
That is why I have no fear.
Okay, again, a scene from Transformers, Optimus Prime fighting Galvatron. He says, that is why I have no fear. You've got to move forward in life without, well, not, I wouldn't say without fear, but you've got to feel the fear and you've got to do it anyway. So you've got to eventually have no fear and say, no, I'm going to do this. And that is in the face of all the naysayers, all the negatives. And sometimes people can actually crumble backwards when people say you can't do it. They say, okay, I agree. But you've got to be brave and not have any fear of those people, and not have any fear of any challenges, not have any fear of being the person that you want to be. because at the end of the day, you're the person that's living your life, so you're entitled to live whatever life you want.
I must say, this is the most creative way I came across of dealing with any stress, anxiety, or depression, just to uplift yourself with the ringtone. And I
Didn't even
completely
think
and I agree with you. You know, all of us, we use these standard ringtones for whatever, TikTok, Talk, Twitter, Instagram, whatever else. And actually, we can replace them with whatever ringtone we want to use. And I
absolutely.
must say, I use something similar. It's more alarm, you know, like alarm on your phone. When it rings, it can ring anything, but also it can be named for anything. And my tip actually is when I wake up in the morning, it says, "You awesome," or "You're gonna
Oh,
rock
wow.
this day." And I love it because I wake up and I snooze my alarm, and I love snoozing my alarm. So every time I snooze, it says, "You're awesome." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, that's great."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I can relate to what you're saying. You have to find your own creative way how you're going to overcome the state you are in, because nobody's here to come and pat you on the shoulder and to say, "Hey, let me help you," right? It happens so rare, especially when you're really lowest point. When you're on a high, there's so many people want to talk to you, but when you're really low, you are responsible for yourself. So I love that.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's kind of creating your own medicine in a way, which I think yeah. I don't discount people from going to see doctors. That's very very important. You know, don't ever think for 1 second I'm telling you never to go to doctors, because always, if you ever need medical advice, always go to doctors. Always say that. But at the same time, we've got to understand that this world is not one size fits all. You are your own unique individuality. You are your own unique persona. So in that respect, you've also got to find who you are and use the power within yourself to sometimes self heal as best you can, and to sort of move forward in the way that you know you can and that nobody can make you do.
100%, absolutely 100%. And I love, absolutely love what you were saying there. But actually, we have here another great comment from someone who says, "Thanks, guys. Happy Friday. Woo-hoo. Keep rocking and keep motivating people." And that's exactly what we do now, because we want
Absolutely.
to motivate as many as we can. Do you have any message for Samantha? Because he's already leaving our second comment, which is amazing.
Hey Sam, how you doing? Happy Friday, and yeah, keep rocking and keep motivating people. It's one of the biggest gifts in life for anybody, not just for the people who you are motivating, that you uplift them, but it's also motivating for yourself as well when you can get out there, because you know you've got a unique gift that you can give people. It's like Olga when she gives out her own unique individuality. See, I'm doing it now, and it's like myself. And everybody has that special power within them that they can unleash. So you keep rocking as well, buddy. And thanks for that message. You're absolutely awesome.
It's so nice. I so appreciate it. You know, it's so wonderful when people actually participate as well. And so far, I must say that we went international, right? So I would love to hear. I can just see, but because of some regulars also here, I would like to you guys post where are you watching us from. Please let us know your location, because the idea with this show is to help us out to reach out to as many hearts as we can. We need to inspire people. We want to motivate people to step up for themselves and to choose better themselves, to choose to have a strong comeback, just like Sat did, rather than sit back and be depressed and be anxious and all the rest of it. So please make sure you either share this video or share with us where exactly you're watching us from, so other people, when they see the location, are like, "Oh, I'm also here, so it's great. Maybe I should check
Yeah.
out this video too." That would be
Hold on,
wonderful.
guys, because you know what, and I've made this affirmation that you know at some point in our lives, I'm going to be sharing the same stage as Olga, international speaking. And on that note, Olga, I've also got to put this to you: when this pandemic is over, apart from the fact that we owe each other a cuddle, we've also and you've got to be in this with me, okay? Just tell me if you're in this, but we've got to do a Facebook Live together.
Oh my God, I love it. Let's do it, definitely. First,
Oh, yeah.
I'm up for a cuddle because I haven't had a cuddle for ages. So that would
Same,
be
yeah, but
amazing.
we've got to do a motivational Facebook Live together. Double the energy.
Let's do it, absolutely. And actually, we have here a comment on Facebook, which I cannot put unfortunately on the screen because Facebook doesn't allow me to do that. But we have Josie, who is joining us from Canada. Good
Hi, Josie.
morning. Thank you so much, Josie, for joining us. It's a pleasure to see you with us here, and I hope this message will actually inspire you for the rest of the day. Because we are here in the middle of the day in the UK, but for you it's early morning. So I hope that will energize you. Sat, do you have any strong affirmation which you can give to Josie so she has a super energetic day?
One of the best ones I use for an early morning is I am an unstoppable force.
Mm.
I love that because the first thing you got to think about when you get up is I am unstoppable. Because sometimes, especially early in the morning, you get up thinking you really want to do that, but when you suddenly say, you know what, I'm unstoppable, so even that can't stop me. It helps me to move on. And what I like to think about, what I also do is I like to play some of my favorite, most motivating music in the morning because when I play that, sometimes it gives me a vision as well. Like I play a lot of epic music, music that you see here on film trailers, and I visualize a lot about what I would do in my martial arts because for those who don't know, I've been in martial arts for 30 years. I've got a black belt in karate, I've got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm also starting to do stunt martial arts tricking. And when I do that, I imagine myself playing on video clips with epic music, and I'm swinging my nunchucks on my bow around and doing tricks. And the vision is people saying, "Geez, I want to see what Sat does next." And it just inputting that in my mind alone every single morning drives me forward. And that's why, as Olga says, I train every day. I weightlift in the morning, or sort of I train in the morning and then I weightlift in the evening. But because my purpose is so much stronger than any excuse not to do. For me, the purpose is the one thing that will override and overshadow a million and one excuses that you could ever make.
I love that. This is so, so strong. And actually, whilst you were talking, I managed to tweak Facebook a little bit and I can show the messages of Facebook on this platform as well.
Oh,
So, what
wow.
Yogi says, I love that unstoppable. Yes, that is amazing. And actually, Josie is really admiring you because she's also having first degree black belt in karate.
Oh, wow, Josie. What style did you do? I did Shotokan.
So let's wait for Josie to get back to us with the star. At the meantime, we have comment here from LinkedIn and Bill from New Jersey. How exciting, USA, all the way there. He
Oh,
says, I'm off to CrossFit class where we always say at the end of the 30 minutes workout, don't quit. How powerful is that?
love
Don't
that.
you quit.
I love that. How you doing, Bill? And you know what? I've never been to the USA or Canada, so you know what? I've one of the longest dreams is to come over there and meet guys like you and inspire guys all over the world, especially in the States, because it's one place I've never been.
That is exciting. I must say, Sad, you cannot say you haven't been to USA yet because right now you are watched in the USA.
Wow.
So
Are
you
you
are in USA right now,
in
right?
the USA?
Well, yes, because actually he's joined us all the way from USA. He's watching us in the USA. Bill
Oh,
is in USA right now.
we're everywhere. We're everywhere, and
Exactly, exactly. How exciting is that?
yeah.
That's wonderful. But I know you also have a little thing to do with the sword. And I remember you explained to me that, but I would like to deliver this message to people. What do you mean by never drop your sword during a war that life wages on you? What exactly does it mean?
So when you go through adversity, when you go through challenges, from the moment you were born, um, from young life as you grow up through school, you're always going to get challenges. As a young kid, I was bullied. And as I was growing up, I had out of place toes. I've even got artificial teeth, so not all of my teeth are real, and I'm not afraid to admit that because that's me being authentic. Um, so I didn't have much confidence as I grew up, so that affected me. And then other things like I didn't get the GCSE and A level results at school that I wanted. And then obviously things happening as I grew up with all the challenges that I've had. For me, life is always going to try and wage a war on you. It's going to try and throw challenges at you. And sometimes you're caught up in the heat of that battle. But what you have to understand is you can, if you, the minute you drop your sword, you're leaving yourself open for the whole army to come and get you. You've got to keep your sword up. You've got to keep your shield up. You've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep fighting till the death. Because sometimes, even when you don't feel you can win a battle, it's just that persistency and keeping on that sort of, without you even realize it, makes you win that battle. And then you look back and say, "Oh, I slayed every demon in sight."
Wow, that is so powerful. Keep on fighting, slice everything down. I love that. That's like sounds very unstoppable, which is goes together with your affirmation, which you gave early on. This is so powerful, and thank you so much for actually saying that and explaining what exactly you mean by that, because I think that message is very, very powerful. But here we go. We have Josie getting back to us saying she has Shotokan. What is Shotokan? Is it the
It's, yeah, Shotokan is basically a. I did start with Wadaru, which was higher stances, but Shotokan is where your stances are low, and you do a lot of slow and fast movements. Josie, I don't know whether you're familiar with this, but I did two katas. Olga one now, but Josie will. I used to do kata a lot, and my favorite two katas were Unsu and Goju Shiodai. You'll probably know what I'm talking about, but I used to do those, and I'm re sort of versing on doing those, and doing that hopefully for a video sort of, because I'm going to start doing a motivational martial arts video soon with my YouTube, so I'm going to start doing that. And those are my two top classes. I used to do them in competition, and I used to win. So yeah, I love the fact that I'm starting to relate to people here now. What
I love that. That's amazing.
Share yours? What were your favourite classes?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking Josie.
Ah, Josie. Okay, well, because I never done that actually. But we actually have here a comment from Bill who says, and he hasn't been to Europe either. How exciting! So that means while they publish their book, Finding God's Purpose for Your Career, sounds like great topic. I hope to travel much more, and we want you in Europe as well. We want you in the UK. So you are more than welcome, Bill. Once the coronavirus is over, once you can travel, you are more than welcome to join us. And I would love to meet you in person as well. And actually, there is another comment from Mohammed. He says, Malaki watch from Tabriz, Iran. It's the best level mind training. Oh, that's interesting. Have you heard of that?
I
I'm
haven't.
Malaki? What is that?
Wow, that's interesting. But you learn
That's
something new.
interesting. Yeah, I never heard. Could you please, Mohammed, just post a link maybe to more information about this? Because I never heard of that, and I would love to find out because I love, absolutely love learning new stuff, and I love learning about new ways how we can actually improve ourselves. And also, I'm sure other people also will be benefiting from learning more. So that
Absolutely.
would be wonderful if you could share it. Well, Sad, I must say, I really, really enjoy learning from you. And right now, you shared already so much value. Your takeaways are so amazing. But you know what? In the beginning, you said something really profound. You said you like to be a yes citizen in a no society. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? Like, does it mean that everybody is a no society? That's interesting.
Well, you know this from experience as much as I do, that when you set out to do something, and when you keep saying, yes, I can do it, yes, I can do it, you're going to be surrounded by so many people saying, no, you can't, no, you can't, no, you can't. I heard your story about your ex-partner who, when you actually set out to do something and you believed you could do it, you said, who do you think you are? And I've had similar things when I've set out to say that I wanted to be a martial arts stuntman and I wanted to write a book, and people said, are you having a laugh? You must be kidding. You're not going to do anything out of it. You're nowhere near. So whatever you do, particularly when you set out to do something that you really want to achieve, you're always going to have people say you can't do it, and it's common nature now. But you've got to be strong enough to say, in the face of no matter how many people say no to you, you've got to be strong enough to say, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. And it's that strength that pulls you through that hurdle and then eventually enables you to bypass all those people and then afterwards look back and say, right, see you later. You can just shut the door out when you walk out of my life.
How exciting! And I love that, honestly. And I think this is the best feeling ever when you are pushing yourself against everybody and against anything, and then you succeed, and then you look back and you say, you see, I did it. You feel so proud, you feel so empowered, and you feel so unstoppable. So whenever somebody is saying no, just pick up yourself. And I have this phrase which I say very often: suck it up and go. Just suck it up and go, because you have to step up for yourself. That's your life, that's your goals, and nobody's here to stop you. If
We've
you
got
don't
to,
believe in yourself, nobody will, right?
plane takes off against the wind, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, the more people say no to you, the more you actually should be pushing yourself, the more you should be able to feed off that and say, you know what, I'm going to prove you wrong, and do your best until you prove it's actually is right from your side to do what you do, and is wrong from their side to not support you. And this is what actually Chevy says. This is really helpful.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
I love getting that. That's what we do, right? That's why we are doing this, because we
What we
want to
love
help.
doing, it's what we're good at. Oh, thank you, Shirley. I'm glad you really enjoyed that. You know, life is just that, just picking yourself up, and you know, if you think about this, if you're standing up against the wall, yeah, which is the only way you can move
Only away from wall. That's it.
forward, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is forward. Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, and also if you think about you driving a car on the motorway, if you're driving on the motorway or the highway, as a lot of people would perceive it, now think about this. If we keep looking in our windscreen mirror, what's going to happen?
Well, basically, you're gonna eventually just crash if you don't follow the rules. So you have to move forward, you have to watch out for any danger, and you have to be aware. You have to be really aware what's happening. Because if you
And the only
don't,
way we do that is by looking forward, isn't it?
yes, of course, you can't really drive like, I mean, we can try to drive like that, but it's not gonna happen.
Exactly. There, you just summed it up. We just summed it up in a nutshell.
Yeah, yeah, very true, very true. Oh, I love that. I love it. I think your examples are very easy to digest. They are very easy to refer to. They're very easy to remember. So everybody who will be driving back home today, they'll remember automatically about you. Okay, Sat told us to look forward, to not look back. Even when you look and you have like this quick glance at the back mirror, you just quickly glance and you still carry on looking forward. Because if you carry on looking in the mirror, which shows you what happens in the back, you're gonna crash, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Don't let the past
No.
drag you and cause you past. Just look forward. The past is the past. You move on. And like I said, I mean, at the start of this year, I was in a very depressive state. Obviously, because I lost a relationship with the love of my life. I was with her for 2.5 years, and she came down with what looked like menopausal symptoms. Now, I could easily just carry on looking at that and saying, "Oh, we was happy. Why is this?" But I had to look straight, and it was only, like I said, 5 days after I felt at my worst. I was in a very suicidal, near suicidal. I wanted to get hit by a car, and only 5 days after my worst point, that's when I launched my book. That's when I made the decision to make a break. I said, "No, I've got to do this." You know, because you got to remember, if going back to what I was saying about the computer game, in the computer game, you've got a lot of lives. In the real world, you've only got one life. You've only got one life, and you have to live it and play the game in the best possible way. Because the minute you falter and you leave that to waste, then it's just going to be like a game. If you just put the controller down and
Mhm.
not play, then the enemies are going to battle on top of you. You've lost. You've got to take control and you've got to move forward, even at your worst point, because it's that one life. And when you look at yourself in 10 years' time, 15 years' time, or even in your deathbed, the question you want to ask yourself is, you know, do I want to have regrets about what I didn't do, or do I want to be proud of what I did do? That's the biggest thing for me. I'm 41 years old and I'm tricking. I don't think about age. You know, the things that I'm doing that only young people can do. You know, I'm nearly doing an aerial last night. I did a 540 kick. That's me at 41 years old. I don't think about age. I don't think about the fact that I've got inverted toes. When I started martial arts, I was 11 years old. I couldn't even hop because of my inverted toes, and now I can jump, do a jumping spinning kick, and I can jump pretty high. It's because I found a way to do it. And so, don't ever think for 1 second because of your age, because of your physical restrictions, you can't do it. The only restrictions are the restrictions that you've mentally put right in your head. You've got to let go of that and just let yourself move forward in the way that you know you can.
I love that. I mean, what a surprise you and motivational speaker. Because right now, I was planning before to kind of have a relaxing afternoon. I have two clients, and I was like, I'm going to have a relaxing afternoon. After that, I'll be just relaxing. Now I feel like I'm unstoppable. I feel like super energized, and that's because of you.
God bless.
Honestly, you have so much energy, which is absolutely admirable. I love that. Well, what a surprise! You actually wrote this book, right? Of
I
course
know,
you did.
the technology in the new age. I don't know how we do that, but we've got to try and see how we do that with the food and everything like you said.
So
That's
we'll do it
great.
again. So we'll do it again. Everybody who's watching us right now, watch this trick. Watch this trick. What we can do actually. Watch this. Watch this.
So I got another one. So here's your second copy.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. 1 second copy, definitely.
You got it?
Oh, yeah. Check this out.
Yeah.
You see how it
Okay.
works? With
Yeah.
technology, we not
Now,
only
I'm wondering if you can probably do the same with a £50 note.
we can practice that. We can definitely practice that. Exactly, exactly.
I wouldn't give it back to you.
Oh, that's not fair then. That's not fair then. Wonderful. I must say it was absolutely a joy and a pleasure to have you in this studio. You know, I learned so much from you today, and I'm sure other people also who are watching us today, they learned massively a lot. And I wonder, is there anything people who are watching us today want to say back to Sab? Because he came today with his inspiration, with his motivation, with his inspiring story about his challenges in his past and how actually he overcame them. And also he managed to write a book, which actually is available on his website. I just put a link there to his website not in the comments, but like in the description, so you can double check and get his book there. But yes, what I would say is that please tell us how people get in touch with you and how can you help people.
Okay, so get in touch with me on Facebook as Satwinder Sagoo. You can't miss me. I'm the guy with the I'm same bald head, so I haven't sort of changed. I'm not any different than I was about a few years ago. So um, connect with me as Satwinder Sagoo on Facebook. You can also connect with me as Sat Sagoo on LinkedIn. Those are my two main platforms. So on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and also I am on Instagram as well as Sat Sagoo. So connect with me on those, and because I'm mostly on social media, I never get off it. Well, I'm not saying I don't get off it, but I'm always on there to communicate with a lot of my friends. So if you connect with me on those platforms, and I look forward to speaking to every single one of you. I also have a group called SATS, an Inspiring Motivational Group. So the minute you connect with me, I will add you into that, and you'll see all my inspiring quotes that I make of myself, my stories, and everything. So yeah, I look forward to connecting with every single one of you. It's been a joy to connect with you all and speak to you and see your fantastic comments. And I'll just say, keep pumping and just never give up. Because, you don't know what's out there until you keep going.
How exciting is that? I love that. Thank you so much for promising people to get back in touch with them because I think nowadays it's so important. You know, nowadays we are more connected than ever and yet we are disconnected. So for you to say you will get in touch with people actually is very generous and it's very, very special. So thank you so very much for that. Thank you everybody who was watching us all this time. It was a joy to have you here. It was a joy to read your comments. It was a joy to read your participation. Obviously, the video will stay on the wall on Facebook and also YouTube and also LinkedIn for you to watch back. Please make sure if you know somebody who needs that emotional support, who wants that motivation, share this video with them or at least tag them below this video so they can learn more about Sat and what he does and get inspired by his story and also probably one day to get his book as well. But thank you so much, Sat, for coming to my studio today. It was my joy and my pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody, enjoy your weekend. Have fun, enjoy that, and stay in touch with each other. Remember, staying in touch means you are alive. When we stop communicating, that means we are starting to die internally. So don't let yourself die. But I'll see you all at 7:30 a.m. on LinkedIn on Monday with my kickstart of the day. See you later.
Right.